Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're once again jumping into Goblin Cave's High Roller. However, I had this weird thought come over me that I should be trying Halberd out here and there. I feel like it's an incredibly powerful weapon that does super high damage, and I had a couple of them kicking around my inventory, so I decided why not give them a chance. I'm running projectile resistance, combo attack, defense mastery or defense expert, and then this interesting one, adrenaline spike. Very rare to see it used, and I thought, why not try it? A lot of the perks are super underwhelming outside of blocking or counter-attacking setups. I don't find Swift that effective, especially with the gear I'm using right now being so light. Defense Mastery, equally so. It's just very lackluster early game. Probably my least favorite thing about the fighter class. Just the perks. Part of the reason why I love dual wield so much, because at least those options feel meaningful. Some of these don't feel like they're doing much at all. You'll kind of get some glances of what I'm using for gear. Some of it's vendor gear, some of it's green rings and stuff. It's pretty basic, and you'll see me upgrading a bit of it here. These beautiful boxes. I think we're in the same spawn as last game. I will just say, this is probably the first time I've used Halberd in a very, very long time. I understand its potential, just never really have touched it and thought, you know what, maybe it's a good idea to try this bad boy out where it really matters. You can see I have some pretty basic stuff. The kettle hat's pretty garbage gloves, pretty garbage boots, but we get fairly lucky with this loot. That's starting to round out some of our build. I think I actually brought in too many meds this time out of fear from some of my past experiences. Speaking of past experiences, I'm really happy to see all these newcomers to the channel. I will just say I've had kind of a difficult time managing all the comments and stuff going on. It was not too long ago I was getting next to no views or being pumped every time I seen 1 or 2 subscribers from a video I made. So I appreciate you all, and I hope to keep bringing you good content, exploring, you know, the fighter class, maybe Warlock soon, everything I can explore that I think is cool, different, and somewhat unique to each class. I'm not the type of person to play like mainstream, full tank, full everything, W key, and smash into the guy repeatedly until your armor rating carries you through the fight. To me, it's just not a fun setup. Even this build. This is a super light Adrenaline Rush Halberd build that very few people will tell you is going to be effective at all. My opinion is, just run what you enjoy. I'm not the type of person to have the time to grind leaderboard for 12 or 14 hours, min-maxing every damage roll on my character. So like, what's the difference anyway? I'm probably never going to get there unless I do full-time gaming or content creation. This is all about what's fun, so I appreciate you guys joining me in this journey, but we'll get back to the gameplay. One thing I have noticed already using this Halberd is that cleaning up mobs works quite flawlessly. It's very quick to kill mobs. If we get some blue boots, we'll upgrade those shop boots quite nicely. I think I'm wearing shop boots. Yeah, I had to buy a few items from the vendors. I was kind of getting broke. And wizard shoes. All attributes sometimes sell. I don't know about wizard shoes though. I feel like wizards are kind of broke right now. But yeah, the Halberd has been really nice for cleaning up these red goblins. 1 or 2 hits to the head has them drop. And you don't need to get nearly as close as you do with the dual wield setup I was showing you guys in the videos before. This guy's a little trickier to deal with, and we do take a hit. I was hoping I could duck behind that corner before he hit me with his bola. Didn't hurt all that bad though, as we are running projectile resistance. Pretty sure I also have a ring buffing projectile resistance, which can be quite useful. I find projectile resistance just so huge. Every class has some sort of projectile they're going to try to hit you with, whether it be a throwing axe, throwing knife, crossbow, longbow, doesn't matter. The only other class that doesn't really hit you with projectiles that are physical damage is the wizard, and maybe the warlock, but those are kind of curses and whatnot. Recently I have found myself dropping combo attack and taking projectile resistance on my swashbuckler fighter. Seeing a guy underneath us, we actually tag him with a crossbow bolt, upsetting him a little bit, and he was very quick to return fire. This guy has a cape. I'm guessing he's probably one of the most geared guys in this lobby. And I don't want to be getting into a straight 1v1 without at least chipping some of his health away. Not quite sure where this guy took off to. He's making his way out that door, so he's feeling the pressure of this crossbow. My green crossbow against his probably 70% 60+% damage reduction. He must have been maybe a little weaker than I realized because he kind of just booked it out of here. Now I see a bunch of commotion. Could potentially be an opportunity for us to sneak in there and snag a kill. Or at least smash up against a guy who's maybe taking a little bit of damage from somebody else. Then we see this Barb who's also trying to sneak in there. The same thought process I had. And he's doing it a little more snaky. Not really sure. That's some wild movement. I was really tempted to shoot at that guy, but I do not think I would have ever landed a shot on him with projectile speed this crossbow has. Now he seems to have spotted us. At least I think he has. And that movement has got me very, like, I mean, how am I ever supposed to hit that guy? What we need to do, though, is hit him before he gets up the stairs, or at least on his way up when we do. And that is a huge setup shot for what we're about to try. Adrenaline rush popped. We're moving in. And right there, you may have missed it, but it was actually Adrenaline Spike. The reason why that last hit came out so fast, yes, I was using Adrenaline Rush, but that third and final swing came out so much faster. I will just say, I'm not that good with the Halberd, and I should have spaced myself a lot better. I could have been a couple steps back, trying to land headshots with that poke. Don't know if it would have worked as well against this guy because he had the Bardiche, but we were both probably hitting our sour spots, considering how close we were to each other. I was kind of so excited to try it out. I should have really expected the turn, the 360 turn. And he did some serious damage. He had a couple strength pendants, some pretty nice stuff, and this cleric's looking like he wants to be friends, so we may just leave him be. I know there's one more guy still around. He's definitely still hanging out on this side of the map, as I don't expect that fully geared guy to be dead. So if we take any damage from this cleric and then have to fight him, we're screwed. Luckily we get a portal, and hearing footsteps on our left, and this cleric kind of sneaking up on our right. We are definitely taking this. I will gladly take an early escape with a bunch of blues, upgrading a lot of my gear, considering I barely ever use the Halberd. We're just going to take a quick peek at what this guy was rocking. Yeah. Full strength, like what, 20+ strength, and pretty strong damage numbers. We would have probably been two-shot by that falchion. Well, yeah, we definitely would have been two-shot with the light gear we're using. So, fight probably better avoided for now. So, back to the Halberd and Adrenaline Rush, Adrenaline Spike. I'm not saying it's a perk I'd recommend. Just saying there's not really other options there. I thought it'd be cool to show you guys that moment because I don't think I've ever seen Adrenaline Spike come off like that and actually work to save your life. It is on a short, kind of like cooldown where it only activates for a few seconds, which is very disappointing because if you miss that window, it's wasted. Like if you back off out of a fight, you're not getting any benefit from it at all. Kind of disappointing. I really would like to see some changes to the fighter class. And I just want to quickly show you my next experience with Halberd. That, yeah, it's a learning process. We got some pretty decent gold here. We jump into another game, and this is kind of a demonstration of what I mean about not being very good with the Halberd. I had this guy where I wanted him stuck in a room, and I just fumbled the distancing, spacing thing, being so used to pushing players and getting right up close to them. We're popping up a shield and hoping to catch this guy with their crossbow before he can react with his. I'm not sure if that landed. Didn't even take his shield off if it did, so we're going in with Adrenaline Rush. We start this fight extremely well, and then miss because we're so close to this guy and don't have enough attack speed after we smash him into the floor. All I had to do was hold him in that doorway using the long sweep and then the poke attack into his forehead. That falchion wouldn't have been able to reach us, and if it did, it'd be hitting our hands. So that is just an example for everyone watching. It can be a tough transition if you've been watching my dual wield setups and running them for quite a while. It is a whole change of attack pattern, spacing, how to effectively use a weapon, which is really cool and keeps me playing. I will be playing more Halberd and practicing it out a little bit going forward. I was trying to look at how close this guy was to death, and I couldn't find him. I guess he immediately, there's my all attributes. Halberd, not really worth that much, really. But he immediately gets shanked by a rogue. Typical. So look, that's it for today. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time.